Cody Cox here with Bridge City Factors, and I got to thinking, how many times can you reheat the same cup of coffee before it's no good anymore? I think we're there. Anyway, what I was really thinking about is I've been reading this book here called Financial Management for Decision Makers. And actually, this is a college textbook, and it's going to be one of the textbooks I use when I teach a class this fall called Business Finance at River Impact University, which is an accredited university here in Oregon. The class starts this fall, and so I've been going through it, trying to prep for the class early on because this is a pretty big book. I mean, I'm working off the digital copy. It's got what it says like 2,800 pages, 2,700 pages, and I'm not going to print it all out. I think probably the hardcover book is probably much less than that, maybe just 800 pages. But I printed this off because there was an interesting phrase in here that I read yesterday as I was going through this, and I wanted to basically talk about that today. And it says you can reduce the risk of an investment if you don't put all your eggs in one basket. In other words, a diversified portfolio of investments is less risky than putting all your money in a single asset. And that really is kind of what I've been talking about when I talk about an accredited investor working with Bridge City Factors and investing in promissory notes secured by residential real estate, because that should be and could be a portion of your investment as you have a totally diversified investment. The key to all that is, of course, is to know who your sponsor is, build trust in your sponsor, and that's where I always try and invite you to have a conversation with me so you can really figure out who I am. Because, when you invest in a promissory note secured by real estate, or especially a pool of those notes, when your money's going to a sponsor, it's different than what would be called a syndication, because with a syndication, you know what your end result is going to be. Normally, it's a piece of real estate, an apartment complex, maybe a commercial building of some sort, but you get to see what your money is going to be invested in. Whereas in a note fund, it's a blind pool. And so you're more reliant on who we are as sponsors, as investors, to make sure we're using your money wisely when we make an acquisition of a pool of mortgage notes. Now, I do have a little bit of good news this morning, is that we are almost ready to release our second fund. It's going to be called BCF Fund 2 LLC, and we're just finishing off some of the final language that's in our private placement memorandum, or PPM, as well as the operating agreement, because people who invest in the fund with us become shareholders in the fund. And so we're real close to that. And as soon as I have that completed, as soon as our SEC attorney signs off on some of the recent language changes we may have one more review with one of our advisors, but then we're going to bring it to market. And that would be the great time for us to have a conversation. So anyway, I just wanted to bring this today. It's a little different day in the Northwest. The weather's changed. We've had some rain here, rather than the 85, 90-degree weather that we've had. So pretty interesting change of weather. Hopefully we get it back before the next week. But anyway, just wanted to come on to you real quickly here on this Friday. It's Cody Cox with Bridge City Factors. You can always look about what we're doing at our website, which is www.bridgecityfactors.com. Or my email is cody@bridgecityfactors.com. Love to have a conversation with you. Give me a call at 503-784-1417, or shoot me a quick email and I'll give you a call back. Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend.